I'm Jashikins, and welcome back to another episode of Jash Reads. Now, I think I've gotten maybe a few more subscribers because I talk about Game of Thrones a lot, I guess. So, yeah, this is actually the main meat of the channel. This is Animorphs. Like, Game of Thrones can come and go, but Animorphs is forever for me. Love me some Game of Thrones, but yeah, Animorphs is my oldest fandom, and I'm actually very active in the Animorphs community. Such as doing a dramatic reading, because guess what, folks? There is no official Animorphs audiobook, so us fans will, make our own versions of one. So, ta-da! You don't get someone professional reading, you get me and anyone else who can pick up a microphone. Okay, so today we are going to be continuing to read Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by K.A. Applegate. And today's chapter is from the point of view of Jake. That sounded really fucking exciting. But anyway. My wolf nose told me a story. The stench of burning wood was everywhere, but I could still smell blood. Something had sprayed blood over a wide area. Bear. I smelled the powerful scent of a bear. I sniffed the ground again. Human. 2 different humans. And something else. A strange alien smell. A smell like nothing I could imagine, until I looked at the tracks. Sharp hoof marks. Axe. Axe had been here. 2 humans. One wearing shoes. One barefoot. A bear. Axe. Blood. A fire still smoldering. What do you make of it? I asked Marco. The barefoot person had to be Rachel. So was the bear. It had to be her. There are no grizzlies in this forest. The blood, that's hers too. Or the bear's, anyway. So she was hurt bad. I swallowed anger and fear. I had to stay focused. What can hurt a grizzly? I asked, knowing the answer. A man with a gun? Marco said. Another grizzly bear? Or some animal that isn't from Earth. No Earth animal can mess with a grizzly bear. It was that thing, I said. Tobias swooped down low and slow. Bear tracks head north. I see tracks, but they're weird. Hind legs only, like the bear was walking erect. And blood. So Rachel and Bearmorph tangled with the dust beast, I said. She came out of it alive, but she couldn't use her front paws. That's the way it looks, Tobias said. The bear tracks stopped down by a stream, maybe 1,000 yards from here. After that, I don't see anything. She must have morphed back to human. Which way did she go? Marco asked. Upstream? Downstream? Tobias came to rest on a branch. I don't know. I looked. I didn't see her. I should have gotten here sooner. I should have known when it let you 2 go that it was going off after her. Tobias, no one understands this monster. You couldn't have known what it would do. None of us could, I said. It sounded reasonable. But in my mind, I was thinking that I should have known. I should have guessed. What's Axe's story in all this? I asked. Blaming myself was not the point right now. Axe was coming to meet us. He sees the fire, goes to investigate it. Maybe then he sees Rachel, or Rachel and Bearmorph? Were they both here at the same time? I don't know, Marco said. Maybe. Lots of Andalite tracks all together here. Then, look, they just stop. Right here. No Andalite sent past this point. It's like he was just lifted up and carried away. Tobias said. So, he gets here, sees Rachel and the beast going at it. Axe is a brave guy. He jumps into it. Rachel gets away. She's bloody, but she gets away. And Axe? Why isn't he still here? Or else, why don't we see a separate set of Andalite tracks leaving? Or at least see his body? No one said anything. We all feared the worst. I was remembering what the beast had done to Darlene's house and to the trees. Maybe it didn't leave bodies behind. Maybe there was no body left after it was done. Andalites are tougher than they look, Tobias said. I'm with Axe a lot, out here in the forest. Don't write him off. Yeah, I agreed, trying to sound hopeful. We've been in Morph a long time. We need to use what time we have left to get to civilization and Morph back. I have to at least check in with my folks, or they'll have cops out looking for me. We can't just stop looking, Marco said. Tobias only has an hour of good light left. After that, there won't be anyone trying to find Rachel or Axe. I'll use that hour, Tobias said. He opened his wings and flopped wearily back up into the sky. We'll come back tonight, I told Marco. Have dinner with your dad. Then we hook up at Cassie's barn. Jake, what is going on? Marco asked me as we trotted swiftly back toward the road. Is this the Yerks? Who else could it be? I asked. But look, if it's them, then they know who we are. I mean, this thing came right after me and Axe. It went after Rachel. It went after me and you. It knows who we are. So why don't the Yerk just move in on us? Why not show up at our homes? That's the question, I agreed. We had reached the road. The bus would come by soon. It was time to demorph. That is exactly the question we need to answer. Yeah, that and the question of where Rachel is and why she doesn't go home. And one more question, I added, as I felt my human body emerge from within the wolf. How do we stay alive? Dun dun dun! And that's the end of that chapter. Nice happy feelings there. Are both of our friends dead? Are both of our friends dead? They might be, or they might not be. Okay, just making sure I'm in the correct place as I turn off my Kindle. Chapter 17, guessing. Okay, yeah, well, that's happy stuff. And I do like that Tobias is feeling real guilt there because he's like, oh my god, I was right by there. I even mentioned it in a previous chapter. I'm like, oh, don't worry about that shack. Nothing plot relevant is ever going to happen in that fucking shack. And then he realizes the love of his life, even if, book 3, they mentioned it. So to me, that's when the relationship begins. In this book, it's like, oh, I take, you know, books so we can read and stuff, and that's totally just platonic bullshit. So, love of his life. I'm going to continue with that. And my love of my life, if I was, I should have known something was in that check, and him blaming himself really makes sense because, he was right there. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go, oh yeah, that's nothing plot relevant. So I don't like that he's feeling guilty, but at the same time, it makes sense that he's feeling guilty. And just a little warning, it is storming here, so and long story short, we found out recently that this house's electricity isn't set up correctly. So it's sort of surprised that things actually function here. But anyways, that just to say, if I suddenly cut off, that's the reason why. But anyways, and and Jake, I read him as he still needs to put on this tough leader exterior a good majority of the time. So he doesn't mention in the whole sort of meeting section, that how sad he's feeling. He has this bit of anger which he's using, but then when he talks with Marco at the end, Marco's his best friend ever, so he opens up when he doesn't have to be putting on a show. And that's really what people are. They hardly any of us will tell anyone everything that we're feeling. Like we won't tend to be totally honest. Yeah, so I like reading. I'd like doing these dramatic readings. Ooh, so comment down below, what do you think about this chapter? What do you think about Tobias's guilt over Rachel? Do you think it's justified or not? And what do you think of what happens when Jake starts doubting himself and, tries to pull himself back out of that, hole? Please comment down below. And remember, no major spoilers in the comments section. I am hoping beyond hope that people are brought into the fandom via these videos. So there are some huge twists and turns that you need to encounter without knowing they're going to happen. So, but if you do want to spoiler talk with me, if you're on the YouTubes, link in the description to my Tumblr Ask Box, and there you can go wild with talking about anything Animal or I've read good majority of the books multiple times. I have read through the entire series twice. I'm going to need to start making that maybe a yearly thing. But then I thought about making a yearly thing before, and then it takes up a good part of a year or so because I'm like trying to do a bunch of stuff at once. It's like, ah! But anyways, so you're not going to spoil anything to me. And hey, if you're new to the fandom, if you just watch this video if you just watch this video and you're like, hey, this series actually seems interesting. Hi, hi, this fandom, we do not have cookies, but we do have delicious cinnamon buns. Humanity's greatest creation. With that thunder blast, I think I might be cut off soon. If I keep saying it, I won't get cut off. Who knows? And if you're like, how do I buy my very own copy of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift by Kay Applegate? If you're watching on the YouTubes, link in the description. If you're on my bloggity blog, link down below. And both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift. And by buying via those links, it won't just help support the people who, originally make Animorphs. It will also help support this blog. Everything I do, not just these dramatic readings, but also my other projects and some, original series I do once I get back to them, because I have a lot of fan fiction to write, and I hate when the plot bunnies attack so viciously I'm forced to make another fanfic. I'll talk about that later. But anyways, if you're on the YouTubes, please like this video if you just want to give everyone a hug in this chapter. You want to give Jake a hug for going, it's okay, your cousin will be okay, it's not your fault, hugging Tobias and going, it's a little awkward since, he's a red-tailed hawk, but I'm sure he'd allow a hug. There's human mind in there. So, you want to hug Tobias and go like, it's okay, you're totally not real girl, your girlfriend, not girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, she'll be fine. It wasn't your fault. And just hug Marco, because Marco's devastated too. He likes Rachel. So, if you want, like this video, if you want to give every Animorph here a hug. And if you're also on the YouTubes, please subscribe. I'm going to be reading every Animorphs book. So if you don't want to miss out on any Animorphs content, subscribe. I will admit I will not be doing a dramatic reading of the Alternamorphs books, because they weren't well done, I'll say that. They're not canon. They really have no impact on the Animorphs canon. They're not good. If they were better, I'd go, okay, even though they're not canon, we're going to be doing this shit. So, yeah. And hey, if you're watching this on my bloggity blog and watching on the desktop version of my bloggity blog, please choose the follow by email option so you will never again miss a blog post by me. I just don't do these lovely Jash Reads videos. I do long posts. I have fan fictions. I talk not just about Animorphs, sometimes Game of Thrones. And once I have my Game of Thrones read, I promise I will start really analyzing other series too. I guess. And the next the next episode of Jash Reads will be more of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift, and will be airing in just a few hours. For now, though, this is going to be a little bit of the after show if weather permits. And this little part of this little, I guess, podcast thingamajig is me working on graphics slowly, like bits and pieces. So I'm not taking up too much of your time, and you get a little brief window between the dramatic reading and real life, especially if it's one of the more hard-hitting chapters and you just are sitting still and so you need to stare at something. Okay. Making sure it's live, recording live, and I can see this. Okay. Now, this graphic was just going to be like a little bit of an idea. I wasn't actually going to be writing a fan fiction at all from it. And, just be a little graphic so I could get this idea off my chest without, investing hours and days and weeks into finishing the fanfic. Then it becomes a fanfic. Then like, yeah, I'm doing this shit. Shit's going to be a fanfic. And yeah, that was. And the thing was, right now I like how this looks like, which means it's not going to be the proper, at least how I usually do when I do actual like book covers things, or at least they're not put on actual books, but it's and still the dimensions that one would usually find for a book cover. And so that's going to bother me. So why did I write what's this fan fiction? Well, Jorah Mormont died in the last episode of Game of Thrones. Now, I do agree he died heroically. That was a good fucking death. I mean, he died defending his Khaleesi, his queen, the love of his life. So, it was a good death. And then Emilia Clarke basically said that Daenerys realized she was also in love with him, and with him being dead, the relation, she can't exactly start, a romantic relationship with the dead guy. So, yeah. So, like, in canon, I have my issues with that episode, but that death scene was very well done. The chemistry between the two was just awesome as always. But then, I'm like, I want my character alive. And so this is a great thing about fan fiction. You're able to make all these things that would not work in canon or be a disservice to canon without demanding canon follow your whims and wishes. So yeah. If you're wondering about this, it's so because Ghost, Ghost Ghost running alongside Jorah at the beginning of the battle. I'm like, that is cool. And while I'm a big Jorah Dany shipper, I also ship Jon and Jorah. So I'm like, oh, cute boyfriend moment. And then, Jorah ends up dying. I'm like, well, and so I like, how can I make a headcanon that will make it so my favorite character's life? Oh, he goes into Ghost. But the fic will be Jorah Dany. It'll be a Jorah Dany fic. I'm going to be this. I'm going to have other fics with Jon Jorah in it, so it's a very rare pair. Now, first, I think I have a solution for getting the eyes correct. But right now, it's just, let's see, where do we want to put this cute little doggy? Let's see. Ta-da! Ta-da! Woof! Woof! I have a degree in English, a Bachelor of Arts in English with the specialization in creative writing. I can dissect and discuss Shakespeare. And this is what I do. This is what I do, folks. So, you're going to get an education. Make sure, you don't become poor because of it. Because, yeah, it's. Because whatever you're going in college, you're like, I'm going to do this or this or that. And then life throws you a curveball and suddenly you're making YouTube videos like this. And it's like, wow. I mean, I really enjoy what I'm doing. But at the same time, I have a. At the same time, it's like I wouldn't spend too much on my English degree. Okay. Color. Let's see. Blur, southern, tilt. Color. Oh, shit. Okay, I think I think I have it figured out. Okay, color mixer. What's this? No, not black and white. We don't want black and white. Okay, I just use a little bit of trickery here. Inverse. Oh god. Yeah, no. Brush side way down. Way down. Boom boy. Okay. Ah, shit. I know this isn't the same shit. Red like he has, but look how much I'm not getting paid, folks. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm trying to find a good brush size. I'm sorry, I'm not really talking that much. But trying to make sure I do decent eyes for Ghost. That's now inhabited by Jorah's, spirit. And canonically, that wouldn't work because Jorah can't warg. And yeah. I'm sort of standing up to look more at my horrendous attempt at artwork. Oh, what the fuck? I can actually. Oh, god damn. Expand there. And now I'm going to restart this because I'm an idiot that just realized one of the most basic tools in this program, a program that is a very basic program here. It's be funky and it be cheap and it be not Photoshop. I think it's for. There's a free version of this. And it costs like maybe, oh shit, maybe 32, 35 bucks maybe per year. So it's, not not really that expensive. Plus I do a lot with it. And I didn't mind paying for the paid version because I've been using this site since it was really crappy. I mean, just like basic banners, Facebook banners is how it started. And it was so basic that I'm like, I just want to do something really simple, like what I'm doing here, minus coloring the eyes. The eyes are going to fucking bug me, but I think those are decent enough. I mean, it's not. I think it still having black there is useful. And I'm also wanting to get this done before power might go out. So I feel like I'm on borrowed time. So we're going to save this project now. Yeah, Jorah crack theory. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good position there. Because if he's too big compared to it, it's just he's actually farther away. And I'm not good with the depth perception thing in real life or doing these. So I don't know if it always seemed to me like Ghost's red eye takes up everything, but at least with there being black and red, it sort of makes the red a little lessened, which is good because before it was like really fucking bright. So that's it. And next episode, Jash reads, will be more of Megamorphs #1, The Andalite Skip by Kay Applegate. And have a fun and safe day. And if it's raining, I hope you don't have to go anywhere. Bye.